Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back putting a positive spin on The Mummy with Tom Cruise. This is, of course, the 2017 remake of The Mummy as part of Universal's Dark Universe. This is another movie that got a lot of hate, hence why we're discussing it for positive spin. It sort of came and went, and I honestly don't even remember it being released on DVD or Blu-ray. I found this DVD within the last month or so at a thrift store and picked it up because Jason and I had discussed doing this one for positive spin. This was a first-time watch for me, and I have to say, I'm dumbfounded. What's not to like? This is the perfect example of a popcorn flick. It's just a fun time. I can picture watching this on the big screen, and I'm sad that I didn't. Reading some negative reviews online, and there are plenty, most of them are, I see that a lot of people did not like the casting choice with Tom Cruise. I, however, thought he was really good in the role. What's the problem? I know at the time, even though it was 2017 and it had been a long time since the last The Mummy movie, a lot of people were still expecting to see Brendan Fraser pop up in this remake. But this was a reboot for the Dark Universe. This wasn't meant to be connected to the other The Mummy films. Don't get me wrong, I love Brendan Fraser, and The Mummy from 1999, starring Brendan Fraser, is probably my favorite adaptation of The Mummy. But this was not meant to be that. Even still, The Mummy 2017 is sort of a hybrid remake of the original Universal monster classic and The Mummy from 1999. It has the horror elements, it has the action elements, and it even has the humor. For me, it all worked really well together. I would definitely say this version of The Mummy is darker than the Brendan Fraser movies. But again, it's supposed to be different. I like the cast in this, including Tom Cruise, and it also stars Russell Crowe as a character I won't name because I don't want to spoil it. Trust me, he plays a significant role. I really like the desert setting scenes, as well as the London set scenes. Speaking of which, in addition to being filmed in London, The Mummy also shares something else with An American Werewolf in London, which I also won't spoil. I thought that aspect of the movie was really fun. This adaptation does something different with the story, and I like that. The effects are really well done. Despite having an approximate runtime of an hour and 50 minutes, The Mummy flies by. This is super fast-paced. It truly is a thrill ride. The action starts immediately and never really lets up. There are some great action sequences, as a matter of fact. We even get a tad of PG-13 nudity in The Mummy, so that's awesome. It has some genuinely funny moments that do not detract from the thrills. And the movie actually has a good deal of heart. Maybe my biggest positive of The Mummy, though, is the Dark Universe crossover aspect. This reboot was meant to be part of Universal's Dark Universe. That was basically meant to be similar to the Marvel Universe or DC Universe, only this one would feature the Universal Classic Monsters. As a horror fan and fan of the Universal Classic Monsters, I think that's an amazing idea. Unfortunately, because everyone hated The Mummy and trashed it and whined and complained, that quickly put an end to the Dark Universe. Just like I said in my positive spin video for Venom, not the Marvel movie, the slasher, oh, what could have been. While Venom was supposed to be the start of a new slasher franchise that was destroyed because of everyone's unnecessary hate, The Mummy was supposed to be a crossover in the Dark Universe. And yes, if you've seen this, you would know it is a crossover film. Why wouldn't you want more of this as a horror fan? Why? Bastian, please. It's highly disappointing, guys. So very disappointing. Not the movie, the so-called fan base. What did you guys expect from this? What did you want? I just can't see how someone who claims to love horror films and movies in general would not be entertained by this to some extent. Maybe you don't like it as much as I do. Fair enough. You don't have to. But hate? Really? I just don't think The Mummy deserves hate whatsoever. This was a pleasant surprise for me. I was really impressed. I had a blast. Unfortunately, watching it left me frustrated because now I want what could have been, what should have been. The ending of this film sets up so many possibilities that we'll now never see realized. The nothing strikes again, though. All the damn negativity. It's a shame. Regardless, I'm so happy I bought this DVD and gave this movie a chance because I loved The Mummy. But you don't have to agree. This is just my positive spin. Be sure to check out Jason's as well. To which hated film will we next give a positive spin? Check back soon to find out. Until then, what are your thoughts on The Mummy starring Tom Cruise? Comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.